Hey, it's Saturday, March 26, 2011, and this is Tech Weekly, episode 41.
Yeah, you know, Jacob, in this episode of Tech Weekly, we're going to be talking about a couple things, including the Firefox 4, the new release of Firefox 4. We've got glow.firefox.com, okay? You can see the Firefox 4 downloads. We're almost to 31 million downloads. You know, we were, what was it? Close to 31 million. Anyway, yeah, we're also going to talk about Mac OS 10 turning 10 years today. It's been 10 years since
10 for 10.
10 for 10, yep. And then finally, we're going to talk about some of our rants between why we don't like how Samsung is pushing out tablets without honeycomb on them, having their own
Samsung,
UI.
Step it up a notch, okay?
And we talk about a new social networking application called Color. They got a cool website, color.com. And finally, Jeff, you got a bookmark for us.
Yeah, Book of Mark-a-Rooney. If you ever have the problem about wanting an app to stay on top, suffer no more in Windows 7. That and more.
All this week on Tech Weekly. This episode of Tech Weekly is brought to you by
Viewers like you.
Yeah, head over to pbcasttv.com/donate to help us out.
Yeah, we need the money. Come on, guys.
I'm just kidding. Jay, one other thing, we're going to start, if you guys like, we're going to start a recognition wall where everyone who donates will be able to put their name, if they want. You know, some people may not want to, but we'll have their name and also their website and maybe a comment saying, like, keep up the great work and do a new show or have 5 new shows or whatever.
Or you guys need to quit it now while you're ahead.
Yeah, true. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and thanks for the support.
Thanks.
True. This is almost like not loud enough.
Let's get this background music.
Yeah, true. Hello and welcome into Tech Weekly episode 41. I'm Nick Jones.
I'm Jacob Roberts.
And second on PB at Night, I said that we would never say that this is the first episode in the new studio, but it's actually, this is the first PB at Night.
This is the first Tech Weekly
right,
in the new studio, so.
And this is the last show that we can say, well, as of now. But anyway. Jeb, how you doing today?
Doing pretty good.
Yep. Jacob came over, and we were eating breakfast, and Jacob got some.
Yeah, I got a couple biscuits and some turkey sausage links.
Yes. Which, Jim, I'm just going to tell you, rarely happens that we cook breakfast. So.
Because your mom even told me that
like,
she never cooks in the house. And then I walked in and there's food on the table. I'm like, what in the world?
You're like, oh, give me some of that. No. Mom, I've tried to tell my mom that you're trying to watch your calories and stuff. And, well, kind of. And she's like, oh, you want some candy?
Oh, you want some Snicker bars? I know how you kids like this candy.
And she was doing her hand like this with nothing in it.
I did,
You want some candy?
I'm sorry, but we were supposed to split that Snicker bar last week that we didn't eat. Remember that? You probably don't remember it. But anyway.
Did we click off?
Yeah, I don't know. You might just have to, there you go.
You want some candy?
This is the Yeah Monday shot right here.
Yeah, this is...
Come Monday. Yeah, Mondays unite in the forum of awesomeness. Okay, yeah.
But anyway, Jet, we got a lot of stories to talk about, and the first one here, Mac OS X turned 10 years old today.
What?
Yeah. Which, hints at the name X. But it's just a year of 10, I guess. But actually, anyway. Whether it changed everything or it made you think different, or it was just a sideshow to Windows Enterprise, to the Windows Centerpiece, I can't read, for your life. There's no denying that version X of Mac OS has been the most successful and enduring piece of software Apple has ever produced. It is turning 10 years old. This was actually written on the 24th, so this was like Wednesday or Tuesday, I can't remember. Anyway, pretty cool, Jip. So 10 years old. That doesn't mean anything about Mac. It's just when they started naming it 1. Because you remember they used to have Copeland. What was that other... They've had some other ones.
I don't know what it was.
No, Darwin was the Linux distro.
I'm just saying stuff for randomness.
Anyway, pretty cool. Jeff, what version was your? Didn't you have a Power Book or something iBook or something?
Oh, I had a PowerBook G4 or whatever it was.
What was that? 9, I guess. Or?
It was OS X.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't 9 because 9 was already gargantuan ugly. Yeah. You know they've had like 15 OS X now.
True.
Like, really, guys, get off of 10 and go somewhere else. I know they don't want to go XI because they just want to leave it X. But
I was suggesting that we should not call it X. We should call it 10. Mac OS 10.
2010? Wait, what was it?
010.
2010?
No, just 010.
Back in 010?
Yeah.
Back in 010 when I was Yeah, that was the greatest thing
young
ever.
fella. Yeah. Pretty cool, though. Nice milestone for Apple. I just thought.
Did I even download XChat?
I don't know. And you do have to make sure that you're on the right version, because there's one that they try to charge you for. Anyway.
Oh, wait. Didn't you say you had to go to it somewhere else?
It's not on their website, I don't think. You got to go to XChat and then do something. So to have our next story, and we're probably going to talk about this for a while, because I think your shot would be the best once we get started. But Firefox 4 was released on Tuesday. Firefox 4 is awesome. I've actually, I've been to Chrome ever since 3.6 launched, or one of the 3.6 versions, because, they've had like 3.6.12, 3.6.11, whatever. I did use Firefox, and then when Google Chrome became stable about a year or two ago, I started using Google Chrome, because you have to admit, Firefox, especially the start time, was pretty slow. But now it's almost, I would say it's either up to par or almost up to par to Chrome now. And I've began to use it because of the interesting features that they have. They've got some cool things. They've got group. You might want to check 3D
compatibility off.
On. No, on is better. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
Couple things. They read. I think I've heard that the UI on Windows actually got the most work, and Linux got the least work. Mac got a good bit of work, but here you go. Carlos sent you a link in the chat room, which you're not in, but it's silverrex.org.
Oh, yeah. I see it now on here.
Okay. But Firefox 4 brought some interesting features. Here's the Mac version, if we want to switch over to this real quick. There's what the Mac version looks like. I haven't tried out the Mac version, but looks pretty cool. Now, if you're on Linux, which I know that Carlo uses Linux on occasion, and so do I, you do have to enable, Jacob, and you said that you had to do this, the new Firefox 4 menu.
Yeah, you got to disable the navigation menu.
Right.
And then that puts that little orange guy up in the corner, and you're good to go.
Yeah, it's pretty cool because it just completely does away with any other menu. Like, Chrome has a little wrench menu. I don't know what they call that, but it's like a wrench that...
Yeah, and also what I do, I customize the toolbar. This is just something I do.
Right.
I haven't done it yet on this. I take off the Google search because you search directly in the address bar. There's no sense in having a separate Google search.
All right, so let me just tell you what I did, because I search Amazon a lot.
Well, yeah.
I switched that to Amazon, which you can do whatever you want, but...
And then I take that off. I move the home over to the other side next to the plus and minus, because that's confusing, having to go all the way over there. I don't want to have to move my mouse all the way over to the side just to go home. But, yeah. I like it.
That's pretty cool. You can get... Are you talking about XChat on the Mac? It's XChat Aqua. I think they make a Mac version. It's not actually called XChat 2. Pretty cool. I'm going to say speed increases are a lot better. Really, a couple key features, they've really pushed Mozilla Sync, Firefox Sync, which is pretty cool. So I use it on... I have it on my desktop and also my laptop, because I use, of course, you're a multi computer user as well. And plus, the cool thing is on your phone, too. Firefox 4 for the phone.
Yeah, you can do the app sync or the tab sync and bookmarks and history and everything. It's kind of slow still. They haven't released the...
it's not real time.
They haven't released the final release for the mobile version yet. Yeah. They upgraded it, but I don't think it's the final version yet.
Okay. It's still pretty cool, though, because one of the key features is, especially when I'm doing research and things, now, granted, it's not hard to go, let's just say you were just on YouTube. I keep a couple of tabs, like Facebook is always open, but that doesn't have to be open. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's open, but it's not like I'm not watching a YouTube video or somewhere. It's directly on there. It's usually like a secondary tab that just kind of sits there. So, I guess that would be cool to have that open, but then again, something more like, if you're watching a YouTube video and you want to pause it, or maybe not a YouTube video. Let's say you're doing research or something, and you need to go to your desktop, or you need to go to your laptop, whatever. Or even if you're researching on your phone, that's pretty cool, because it transfers. I think it's like I don't actually know the sync rate, but it's a good little time. I think it's at least like 10 minutes.
Yeah, because I was sitting there on my phone, and when I first initially did it, it was like boom there, and I was like, okay, that's kind of cool. And then I would close a tab and say view tabs on computer, and it was still had it open. And I'd hit refresh, and it'd be like, no. And it's not easy to refresh, at least when I was trying it. you got to go in all these settings and then hit refresh.
Yeah, it's definitely not like you said. It's definitely not like
if they
completely
had like
polished,
a button
but
where
it's just like sync. And
or
then,
even when you went to go say view tabs on computer, it would automatically poll it again.
that would be cool.
Hey, there's an idea, Firefox. Firefox CEO, I know you're watching this. Apparently, all the CEOs watch your show now.
Yeah,
so
they do. Especially Google.
Yeah.
I'm sure he watches it. Pretty
all the
cool.
time, every time.
It's worth it. So we talked about this earlier. 3.6. Firefox is really good about supporting their older versions still for security patches. So they're not gonna sit there and say upgrade to Firefox. If you're on 3.6, it's not gonna. That's confusing because my dad was like, well, it's not upgrading me. It's not like Google Chrome. Google Chrome syncs in the background, and you just wake up one day, you're on version 11, and you didn't know it or whatever. Firefox, they still support 3.6, so it does not automatically upgrade you. So you actually have to go to Firefox, Mozilla.com or Firefox.com. Works either way. And you have to go there and hit download. And it replaces your Firefox 3.6, and then you're ready. But I think they said they're going to support 3.6 with security patches and things for about a year, but no new features. So definitely, I would definitely upgrade. It's a worthy upgrade. I mean, I usually upgrade to anything, no matter if it's worse or whatever. But anyway, this is a cool little thing that Firefox has. It's called glow.mozilla.com.
Sweet.
And they show the active count of how many people have downloaded it. So they're almost to 31 million now.
They're not showing where in the world they downloaded it?
It does sometimes, but I don't think...
they're not showing it.
It's not doing it right now, yeah. But a lot of times it will cycle in and out, so it'll say, like, like you could see that there's some people in the southeast region of the U.S. downloading it or something. There's somebody on the West Coast, and then there's somebody in Africa or something.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. I just thought this was interesting.
This
is cool. So you can actually backtrack to... What is this doing?
I don't even know. Whatever it is, that computer...
Oh, it tells you how many people per minute, I think, is...
okay.
So it gives you a timestamp, so it's like 12:36, and then it says 4,671 people downloaded it.
Yeah, a lot of people have downloaded Firefox 4.
Yep. Almost 31, and probably by the end of the show it'll be 31 million. Well, I don't know.
Well, let's see. It's going up. It's going pretty quick, yeah. No, not by the end of the show.
No.
Because it's doing like 1,000 every, 10 seconds.
Yeah.
So,
still pretty cool, though.
Yeah. Pretty good.
Yeah. I was just looking at that. It looks like they're using
I gotta plug in my laptop.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Plug it in right here. There's an outlet behind us. Anyway.
Sweet.
So our next story, Jacob, is something I'm not really a fan of. So Galaxy Tab 8.9, that's what they're calling it, because essentially I think Samsung decides that they're going to call all of their tablets the Galaxy Tab and then rename it, so they're going to have a Galaxy Tab 10. Right now they just have the simple Galaxy Tab, which is a 7-inch, I think. I don't know. Not quite sure. Anyway, Galaxy Tab 8.9. Alright, I get that. 9-inch screen, nice hybrid between 7 and 10. Which you've actually said that you would, if you're going to buy a tablet, you're not going to want it with the 10-inch screen, because I would have to admit my iPad is...
Yeah, the whole point of a tablet is to sort of be portable.
Yeah. And iPad, not that portable. I mean, I'm sure someone would argue it's a lot more portable with, say, like a 15-inch laptop, which that is true, but, I mean, it's almost like carrying around a netbook. I mean, essentially you have to make the same strides to carry around a netbook that you would for a iPad. 8.9-inch, that's fine with me, I don't care. They're still going with their TouchWiz interface. And I think now they're plenty. I think Honeycomb is to a point now where it's definitely running on multiple devices. It's proven that it's a stable OS, that it works on a tablet. They're still going with their TouchWiz interface. You happy? I mean, I don't like that. Not at all. I mean, I'm not going to buy it. That's what I'm trying to say. But, their TouchWiz interface, that's something that I would rip off if I was running like an Android phone that was made by Samsung. But Jay, you said that Samsung is going to be one of those companies to watch for one of the best tablets to come out pretty soon. So we'll keep an eye out on them. Anyway, that's a pretty interesting story. So, Jay, we've talked about this before, that Amazon was going to launch their own app store for Android. They launched that this week. One of the, they've got a new Angry Birds Rio edition or something. And essentially, it goes through your Amazon account, and it automatically syncs through their Amazon.com or application. So if you go into the Android marketplace, there's no application that's called...
Yeah, that's what I didn't like. You have to actually download the Amazon app off of Marketplace, And there was not really a when I looked at it, there's not really an easy way of browsing the Android market on that app. Like all you can do is search.
Yeah, that's
there's not like a browse.
I think it'll probably improve over time, but it's more it's still tailored for the web interface.
Also,
for your phone,
when I downloaded the Rio,
oh, you downloaded it?
I downloaded it. Yeah, it didn't work.
Really?
When it went to open it up, it might have been because I stuck the phone in my pocket while it was downloading. It might have got corrupted or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like
I'm not a big fan about with this having multiple app stores. I don't see it being near as a problem as a lot of people say it's going to be. A lot of people are saying it's just going to fragment the Android market. I still think that most developers are going to put their stuff on the Android app store or the Android market because they know they're pretty much locked in that almost every Android device that ships will have that. It's going to be a second or third step for somebody to go download the Amazon.com application and then get, whatever. But the story from this week is Apple is going to sue, or actually they've already sued Amazon over their App Store trademark. So essentially, we've seen this before because Apple has like a trademark over FaceTime or the word face or something used in like technology or something.
Of course. Some stupid crap they always try to do.
Yeah. So they're suing them for trademark infringement under unfair competition over its term App Store. The complaint filed in U.S. District Court of Northern California District on Friday asked that Amazon would be ordered to stop using the name App Store to refer to its Google Android market alternative set to launch on Tuesday. So it already launched, and this was actually a suit that was turned in on Monday. Yeah, Smoothie saying sue, sue, sue. That's
sue 'em, baby, sue 'em.
And for a while there, especially
sue 'em, Jacob, sue 'em.
Especially when Android was really catching on. There was a lot of suits going on in between Apple and even I think Nokia was getting into the game. I would think that Amazon looked into this, or I would hope they did, seeing who trademarked the name App Store, and probably the first person I'd look to is Apple.
Yeah.
I think this is more one of those things. I don't think Apple is not going to hurt Apple, but they bought the trademarks, so they got the trademarks to App Store. If I was Apple, I don't think I'd want. I think I'd want like Android market. So when I say market on a smartphone, you think of Android.
When I say market, you say Android. Market.
Android.
Market.
Android. Anyway. Yeah, that's kind of what Smoothie. That's kind of what I was thinking. Didn't Amazon see this coming from Apple? I mean, I think I would too. But anyway, we'll see what comes out of this. I can see kind of Amazon slipping some money under the table, or one day you just go to the Amazon app and it's just like we changed our name to Amazon App Showcase or something. I don't know. Yeah. Carlos saying any excuse to sue nowadays in the tech world.
Of course.
Yeah. I thought this was kind of interesting, and it could hurt the Google TV development. What are they saying? So the Google TV product manager, which is essentially the lady who is over the whole Google TV side of Google and Android and things, is leaving Google to start her own startup.
Yeah.
Her name is Brittany
Spears.
No. Bonnet.
Bonnet.
Yeah, It's like BOHNET.
Bonnet. Bonnet.
She's going to try her luck as an entrepreneur. She's the co-founder of a yet unnamed startup. She was a product manager. She worked on things like Maps and Google Earth and iGoogle before Google TV. So she's been behind a good bit of projects that are very successful. I'm sure Google will find a great alternative. They'll probably just be like, oh, yeah, you over there at Amazon, you're going to come work for us or something. Or some random company. But, Google TV is I don't think Google TV's there yet because of the fact you still can't download applications. What's up with that?
Yeah.
But, it's good. You would have to admit it is pretty good for... It's comparable to the Roku and also... Xbox Media Center and some other things, and the Boxy. It's a viable alternative to have a media center for your TV, but I still don't think it's there yet to be like the number one, this is what you need, Thought that was cool. So, Jack, have you ever used Dropbox before? I use Dropbox occasionally, but since we started using Google Docs for all of our so what we can
Oh
do,
yes, I have used Dropbox before. Sorry.
so it's like they give you 2 gigabytes for free.
Yeah.
Kind of like what the Ubuntu does with their Ubuntu One store or whatever they call it. So you get 2 gigabytes free. It's like cloud storage essentially. So you can put, there's a Dropbox on your phone. There's a Dropbox on. You can get it for anything really. I mean, it's cross-platform, Mac, Windows, Linux. Yeah, I mean it's like a file sync kind of deal. You can say like sync my documents folder, or sync my pictures folder, or whatever. I mean it's cool because you don't have to run like a VNC into your computer or something. Like you use Orb, which is essentially, I mean it's run off your local network, and you can access anything. But it's just kind of a way to always have like, let's just say that we always needed
it's
like
easy to like throw it in there.
Yeah, you just be like here, boom, and it automatically syncs. Kind of like what you would wish Firefox 4 would sync like.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah, Jacob's in the chat room now.
Yay, chat room.
So this is a new startup. It's called Views.fm. And not Firefox. Dropbox has not been very good for... Let's just say that I wanted to go onto a website. Alright, I'm on my work computer, say, and let's just say that your work, people at your work don't want you installing Dropbox. So that kind of limits you from going to Dropbox. Well, this is kind of a cool website that allows you to sync with your Dropbox account to view it online. Okay. So you can
you don't want to have a Dropbox app or whatever installed. You can just go on the web and see it.
And also, it's a good organizational tool because it's pretty cool.
Go on my Dropbox thing, guys. Views.fm.
Yeah, it's called Views.fm. It can be photos, music, links, code, whatever. And the cool thing is they have like an icon set, so they make it like really easy. It's really easy to browse, and you can tell like it'll show like the thumbnail, or if it's a text file, it'll show whatever. So it's easy to browse, and it's a good alternative for getting your Dropbox. I thought that was kind of cool because it was kind of like a sort of a bookmark, but not really,
Yeah.
Yeah, Smoothie saying Dropbox is pretty cool. That would be an interesting way to try doing show notes if we didn't use Google Docs. But essentially, Google Docs is the same thing because you can upload whatever kind of file you want.
Yeah, it's got online storage now.
Yeah.
So you can just hit upload, and you pick whatever you could upload.
Yeah, I
whatever.
upload like .zip files and stuff.
And the viewer now supports PSDs. It supports
so
PostScript
you can
files.
right in your,
you can if I sent you a
cool.
PSD file,
right.
You should be able to hit view when you get it in your Gmail and be able to look at it right then without even having to download it.
That's cool.
So that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, I'm really a big fan of Google Docs. I mean, we have like,
and the only reason why I don't use
docs.
it more than I do is because they block it at the depot.
Okay, so I mean, it's essentially you can't use it. But that's another thing.
What you gonna do?
They block it at our school as well because they don't like want personal storage or whatever. That's what they call it. I don't know. Anyway, it's pretty cool, and I really like Google Docs. So 2 great alternatives if you want to share files between collaborative groups. And also, I think Dropbox is one of those things. It's more of a personal deal. Google Docs is you can share it with anybody. Like I shared our last doc with Carlo.
Yeah.
With all you have to have is their Gmail account.
Dropbox is like a single user. You're not sharing stuff with people.
But you can. I mean, you could jerry rig it and have like, all right, we'll just have a pbcasttv at gmail.com.
Yeah, and then everybody logs into it.
It's still not optimal.
Yeah. If you didn't want someone not to see your stuff anymore, you'd be like, sorry guys.
We've kind of flown through these show notes. I thought I had a lot of show notes, or either the shows went really fast. I don't know. But so Jeff, this is the latest viral whatever application. It's called Color, and they're trying to reinvent social interaction with a mobile photo app, and it's got $41 million worth of funding, so there's a lot of people behind it. This is what I said, brand new startup. Your eyebrows should be already raised. Here's something to keep you fixed there. The most money. This is the most money that a pre-launch startup has ever gotten from Sequoia or whatever. Mm-hmm. So I guess we can watch this video real quick because I'm not actually too familiar with what it does.
Hi, I'm Megan. I'd like to introduce you to our brand new app called Color. This is multi-lens. This is where the magic happens. In this view, I can see photos and videos being taken by all people using color on their smartphone nearby me.
What?
The photos and videos I see here will be mine to keep.
What?
This is my visual diary.
Oh, because you brought down
Firefox.
Firefox.
All the photos and videos captured from everybody in Multilens live. Here I can experience the most vivid and complete representation of my memories. I also see my elastic network. These are the people that help me capture all these memories with Multilens. In the bulletin, I get real-time activity from people that are posting to color, either nearby me or from people in my elastic network.
It seems like it would drain your battery.
Yeah, it is. It's one of those background singing apps.
Images, video, and text are the mediums for conversation and collaboration on color. The thread view shows who is present and contributing with me. In my notifications, I am notified anytime a person responds to one of my posts. The person that interacted with my contact will be introduced to me here. I now have the chance to say hello.
All right, so that didn't really give me what I thought it was going to do, but essentially you have a group, you have a network, so it's sourced between Twitter, Facebook, and you can also add them in there too. But the interesting thing is everyone adds to one pool. So let's just say that we had a network, and they're saying it doesn't actually upload, but it has to. What it does is it doesn't. It's not like Pick Please or something, or TwitPic. Let's just use TwitPic for example. You upload a version of your file to their servers. This is kind of like Instagram, but not really, in a way that it's always in app, so you can't like view this on the internet, which is kind of stupid. But
it's solely an API.
Yeah.
You can't go and
Yep.
tap
And
into.
one of the interesting things I think, Google, or they have an Android and iPhone app. I like to see that with a launch of a new startup app like this or whatever. But let's just say that Jacob and I, and we'll say that Carlo's in our group, and Smoothie and Eric and everybody, and Lady Brenner's in our group, and we added everyone to this one group. If whenever you take a picture with this app, it always adds you. But the cool thing is, it's there's some applications that do this, but it's not like you're not like, you know what I mean? Like you have a stream, but it's kind of like Twitter. When that photo goes by, it's like gone. Not really, but you'd have to scroll through. It's collaborative and it's reoccurring, so you always see. You're like, oh look, Jacob took a picture, and then you can go like, Jacob has always taken this.
Look,
picture.
Jacob's in the bathroom in the same restaurant I'm in, taking a picture of his poop.
Yeah, exactly.
I
That's
do
kinda what
not
it
want to
sounds
eat
like.
anymore. And people are going to use that junk.
Yeah.
If you can see anybody's stuff around you, oh, dude, the things you could do. Hey, look at this. Hey, who's taking that picture of me?
Yeah. I might try it out just to see how it works, because it is on Android. But really, the big thing is, Jet, look at their website here. You want to take a guess at what URL they've got?
Wait, what? Color.com?
They have color.com.
Nice.
That's really the funny thing I got out of this.
Someone got it.
Yeah.
Apparently, nobody wanted that website, or they booked it a long time ago.
Yeah, no.
Or paid top dollar.
I bet you they bought it from somebody. I
Oh,
bet
you know they did.
some guy that was like, in his 50s when the website boomed.
My last name's Color.
Yeah.
But this would do.
That happens so many times, Somebody just is like, well, I'll buy hey.com or like...
hey, you.
Yeah.
I'll buy website.com.
Yeah.
Nobody
Anyway,
want that, right?
It's probably cool. It's pretty cool, at least. Yeah, we talked about this, and this is an interesting fusion in that we saw in YouTube today, or this week. So today we talked about the YouTube editor. They have like it's kind of cool. It kind of serves the same thing that I would say like the iMovie for iPhone would. We talked about that before. How many times are you gonna actually want to edit on a 4-inch screen or whatever?
Yeah,
but
really. Come on.
It's kind of like this. So it's an in-browser editor.
Mm-hmm.
But this is pretty cool. So what was that site that we talked about? Is it Exorama? Or how do you... They've partnered with Google now, and you can do this inside of YouTube.
Extra Normal.
Oh, Extra Normal, sorry.
That's the one where you can make you
spoofs
basically
and whatever.
type in your text,
Yeah.
pick your scene, and then You've seen the was it
The
GoDaddy.com? GoDaddy.com commercial, not Go, Geico.com.
Oh yeah,
Geico
yep.
commercials.
They made
This
them.
second only took us 15 minutes to make
Yeah.
on extranormal.com.
Yeah.
Or .org, whatever it is.
But they're
Sweet.
now it's now interlaced with the YouTube editor, so you can make it inside of YouTube. I think that's pretty cool. I mean, it's one less step of having to upload it to YouTube, don't you think?
Oh yeah.
So that's pretty cool. I like to see YouTube building these in, and we'll roll this for a second. But this is what it looks like. This is like the remember we saw this and it was like the Evo 4G versus the iPhone or whatever, and
Yeah.
the guy who made it from Sprint actually got fired or something like that. But here's what something looks like. It's like animated cartoons, and it's not that good, but it's like the cool thing is it has like speech not speech, but text to speech or whatever. So it converts it and it makes it in like these weird voices. It's pretty cool. So Jeff, our last story for the day is an interesting look at that Ars Technica did, which has become one of our top tech news sites. So Jeff, a lot of especially the Ubuntu-based distros on Linux are switching to Wayland, which is another graphics processing backend or whatever.
Yeah.
And all these are open source because that's how Linux is. Completely developed by people around the world. And this is an interesting thing. This is more going to be one of those things where you guys are just going to want to look at it. But the very first graphics stack that they had in Linux was X. That's what they called it. And it went from, simply, this used to be the GUI for Linux, the thing that you're seeing there. I mean, it was technically a GUI, but not really. It was like some text-based, but whatever. And now we're coming to Wayland, which is, going to rival...
It's basically where you stick big things with spears.
Yeah.
Whaling, get it?
Okay. But it's gonna. I think Linux is on par now with a lot of, especially with the third-party drivers that they have for NVIDIA. Like you can see that it's running dual screens with it.
Yeah, I mean, people are more willing to give out open source drivers for more things. Just like Microsoft, I'm really surprised they were giving open source stuff because Microsoft has always been locked down. You've never got anything open source from Microsoft at all. The only real thing, and it's not even really Microsoft, was the Visual Basic stuff. Visual Studio, and that's not really open source. Once it's compiled, you can't really do much with it.
True.
So, I think it's cool. I think it's neat that they're going in here, and people are getting more and more involved in open source.
I always like to see somebody embrace open source because a lot of times open source, I wouldn't say it's always better but in a lot of ways it is because if you need something changed, they'll go change it. Like especially if it's a small community, it'll be done in like the next week.
Or you'll have such a whatever broad community of people that if you post it on a forum somewhere, it's fixed within like 5 seconds. It's like because there's always somebody on there looking in different time zones or something.
Cool. That's one of the reasons I like open source, and obviously it's people who have. It's more like I said, it's a broader community, but also it's at Microsoft you may have like 5 or 10 developers working on Windows graphics processing or something, but with 50 people working on a Linux graphics processing software or whatever like Wayland, you have 50 different people who use it 50 different ways. So Microsoft may not be I use Photoshop and Wirecast every day, but I don't use Inventor or something. But the cool thing is they have multiple backgrounds and they know what they can kind of shape it to what they like and what they need or whatever, which produces a better end product, I guess. Pretty cool. This is one of those things, kind of like the Mac OS 10, evolving or whatever.
It's Wayland.
Wayland, yes, Wayland, not Whaling or Wayland.
I thought you said like whaling.
No, it's
like
Wayland.
like a whaling wall.
Yeah, true.
Wayland. Okay,
Yeah,
I
Wayland.
see it now. I was like, okay, I got you.
Pretty cool. So, I saw you
Yeah,
adding something to the.
I'm a little in the fly. What's this upper?
Another good thing about Google Docs, collaborative editing.
Yeah, and on the fly bookmarks that you don't have prepared for the show.
Actually, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to let you show this on your desktop since you already have it.
I'll show it on my desktop because I already have it.
Yeah.
Let me minimize the chat here.
Minimize the chat.
So, what are we at? 7?
Yep.
Hey, there it is. Let me go here first. So, this next bookmark is pretty sweet because I just found it. It's off of. I didn't find the direct Oh wait, here's their website. I'll show their website, not some software
Blog.
sponsor. That doesn't exist anymore.
Are you kidding me?
Good deal. So guess what? Softzilla is now the official sponsor of this software because it doesn't exist anymore. The website doesn't exist. So this is called. Let's go here.
I'm liking that cool like floating little Twitter thing right there.
Yeah.
Like the add this bar or whatever.
Yeah, it's like all up in my junk, like in the middle of everything.
Like follow us on Twitter, follow us on Twitter.
Hey, I can't even read what's underneath that. So apparently they don't design their site compatible for some places. Okay, so it's kind of confusing on where to download it, but like right here, this is the. You just have to see the link in the show notes because fadsoft.net is who it's. I guess through, but whatever. So it's called Always On Top Maker. Okay?
Okay.
Windows 7, which for whatever reason does not have, like in Linux, you can make any app, any window
Run
always
on top.
on top.
Yeah.
Stay on top no matter what.
So that's really cool.
Push
for
it to
something
this
like,
screen, push it to that screen, whatever.
Something cool like
XChat.
chat room. Yeah.
XChat, because that's what I just used it for.
Because you always want it on top. Especially like I run mine on my second monitor. That's a good thing to have a second monitor.
That's good
for.
about. But if you're on a netbook or
you're always
single
gonna want it in
screen,
that. Like I saw you run it in the bottom right hand corner. Pretty cool.
So basically, what it does is it's just a little service that runs. There's no graphical user interface or anything.
Right.
But all you do is press Control Alt T.
And it all automatically
And
whatever the active window.
Whatever the active window is, and it'll make it on top.
Is that what? Were you actually using that for your XChat or?
Yeah, I just did that.
Okay, cool.
Let me pull back up my XChat here.
Because I was noticing it wasn't going away.
Okay, so come back to here. See now, which I don't know why my computer's running slow, but whatever. I'm clicking the other one, and so you can see I'm selecting text and stuff.
Here, try open up like the file manager or file browser or whatever.
Yeah, so if I open up the file browser, see
that's cool.
smoothie waves. So that's pretty much what that's all about. I mean, it's really simple. There was another one that I have on my computer at home because I was I didn't want to open up the full blown what's its name whatever the Windows Media Center thing.
Oh,
to watch my cable tuner.
That's what it's called. Yeah,
Media Center.
Yeah, and it goes full screen, which is good
it goes full screen.
Your TV.
Yeah, good for watching movies and everything. But I want to do something while I'm watching TV. I don't want to just watch TV and just go.
Yeah.
So, and I don't have dual screens, and it apparently doesn't really work with dual screens, anyways. So my tuner card came with a Windows 7 TV thing,
right?
Or Win TV 7 or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
But it's like just a standard. It's really bad interface and stuff. But it won't let you do stuff. So like it doesn't have always on top enabled or anything like that. So I had to download this thing. So this is a similar app. It's kind of different, but they basically use there's a program called Auto Hotkey.
Oh yeah, I know, and you can assign any key or whatever.
You can basically write your own like little macro apps, but you can also do like special window things that you could access if you're programming stuff, but they just don't have it built in as an accessible thing. So, it's like on theirs it was like control something, and control space. I think is what it was. Control space on their app. Keep it on top. It's the same thing. It's just Control Alt T is on here. So, I mean, hey, free app. It works, and it makes Always on Top in Windows work. So
what's it called?
It's called Always on Top.
Oh, okay.
Maker. Just yeah. If you just Google Always on Top Maker, you'll find it.
And of course,
but we'll have it in the show notes.
And I have been doing our Posterous blog as our show notes, but I'm kind of thinking, I was thinking, why don't we, just clicking. Why don't we just make the Google Doc public? So like people can see it as a web page, but you can't like edit it and whatever.
Yeah, we can make it public for viewing.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah,
and it'll just give us a public thing. So
and we just post it all.
And it's always something, because this is one of the things you have to worry about with Google Docs is they use like raw text. So like if you go into some, I guess it translates how a web page like views, like let's just say that somebody says that on this web page this font should be 14 or something, like in their HTML or their CSS or whatever. It transfers that into Google Docs, so you can't just like copy and paste like a link to a website or something.
Yeah.
So I guess that's I mean it's alright, but you know it's not optimal. Anyway, but the problem is I always have problems exporting, because it doesn't export in raw text. It exports in like a nice looking CSS thing or whatever.
Yeah,
but the only problem is it doesn't work with postures or whatever. But this is going to be good. We'll just just go to the corresponding post. It should be posted. I think I have set that post time for Tech Weekly is 5 p.m. Central Time, so 6 p.m. Eastern. Convert that to whatever else on Saturday. So pretty cool. Look for that when this is posted. And if you're watching pre-recorded or in the live stream or on the website, just head over to tech.pbcasttv.com, and that'll just look at the latest Tech Weekly episode, which is 41. So pretty cool. We run a live 24/7 broadcast, working great. I mean, Jacob came in here. He's like, "Whoa, what are you doing? How are you getting that to look so well?"
Yeah, I was like, I mean, it was like no skipping frames. I was like, "What are you doing?"
Which I don't really know what I did. I think it is that
like you increased like the junk out of that frame rate capture, because yours is very fast. My tablet here, I mean, my netbook here is kind of slow.
Yeah, and I really don't know how. I didn't do anything to it, but shh, don't say anything. Anyway, pretty cool, and we run live 24/7 video, live.pbcasttv.com. A lot of times I'm in the chat room. Yeah. Carlos says I have been saying optimal a lot. See, Jeff, this is one of the things I always try to say, like the last couple weeks I've been trying to say, not say but then I pick up something else. And Jeff, you said this before, like you'll say, what would you say instead of You'll pause, or you'll say something else, and then, something else. So, I've been saying optimal a lot. Optimal.
Oh, yeah. All my vlogs, I always go,
so guys,
so what's going on? Or how's it going? And I'll go, so...
People also have problems with saying, like, currently or whatever.
And I just stopped blocking it out of my filter. Because I'm like, if I try, then there's awkward silence. Because I'm like...
Yeah. And I read...
And I just like go in like Tourette's breakdown. I'm like...
Yeah. And public speakers always say, instead of saying, when you think you're going to say, just pause. But the only problem is...
Then you're just sitting there, you're like...
and then you probably end up saying, when you start back. Like, yeah.
Crap. Chunk me in the face.
Anyway, you can follow us on Twitter, twitter.com/pbcasttv, pbcasttv.com, youtube.com/pbcasttv. And I haven't pushed this lately. Jet, make sure it would be nice if they subscribe to the RSS feeds, because if you don't watch live, great way to catch our episodes. And whenever I still haven't set up that, it's kind of difficult. I'm going to set up a widget for the sidebar that you just say, I want to watch Tech Weekly Video Go, and just say this is an RSS feed. We do have them set up with FeedBurner, so essentially anything supports FeedBurner nowadays. And you can watch it in Miro TV. I don't know if you've... It's kind of like a media center. It's like the iTunes for podcasts, really, but it's just specifically for web content, podcasts, and stuff. Pretty cool. But anyway, you can subscribe in all different places. Anyway, you can follow Jacob on Twitter, twitter.com/
Freaking huge.
Boom. Oh, that's the wrong one.
Yeah, we need to name those or something.
Yeah. Yeah. And you can also check out his vlogs, youtube.com/freakinghuge as well.
Mm-hmm.
You can watch the MakerBot take a dump. You can watch, get some Mama's Lurv. Well, how do you say it, Carlo? Mama's Lurv?
Mama's Lurv.
Miro. Yeah, how do you say it? Miro. I think it's Miro, actually. Anyway, pretty cool. And you can follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/thatnickjones. I'm trying to get my, I'm not trying. I just haven't had the time to set up my nickjones.me. I know, Jacob, we both bought those domains when they were like $5 or something. I don't know. Anyway, I thought it'd be interesting to have that. And then, as always, you can Check us out on Twitter as well. And lost my train of thought. But anyway, guys, thanks for joining us. And yeah. Until next time, guys. Oh wait, I don't think this is gonna work. All right, so
until next time, this isn't gonna work at all. So
why are we not working here? I'm Nick Jones.
I'm Jacob Roberts.
And this is Tech Weekly.
Peace.
See you guys.